Returning now to our top story, today is the first day of the Republican National Convention. Former President Trump nominated JD Vance as his vice president. This is a live look at the event. It all comes as the FBI investigates Saturday's attempted assassination of Trump. As we mentioned at the top of the hour, the RNC runs today through Thursday in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Former President Trump is preparing to make an appearance tonight. We also know Oregon has delegates and several politicians, lawmakers in attendance, including Oregon Senate Minority Leader Daniel Bonham, and he represents rural Clackamas County and parts of Wasco, Hood River, and East Multnomah counties.
Senator Bonham, thanks for joining us live tonight.
No, thank you for having me.
We want to talk about today's big announcements, but first we want to ask for your reaction to the assassination attempt on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I still am trying to figure out what would compel somebody to take that type of action. I found it to be gut-wrenching. It literally stopped me in my tracks. I think when we first heard the news, all of us said, no, that can't be real. And of course, in this day and age with Twitter and other social media, we saw real-time footage of what happened and saw with our own eyes that indeed shots had rung out and that tragically people lost their lives. So, you know, just another reminder of how bad politics has gotten here in the United States. And that I think, as you've seen from a very bipartisan group of lawmakers across the nation, all for toning down the rhetoric.
Let me ask you this. What kind of impact do you think this climate of political violence is going to have on the presidential election?
I don't know that it is. I think it's sobering, for one, but I think the thing that's going to drive this election is what people are experiencing in their daily lives, the economic strife, the public safety concerns. I think there are a lot of things that are going to dictate this election. And I do think this is something that certainly raised people's awareness, and there was a reminder that an election's happening. But I think realistically, the daily burden on people's budgets, their interaction with society is going to drive people's votes come November.
How would you describe the mood there after the attempted assassination over the weekend?
It's fascinating to be here to see this moment of democracy in action. I've never been able to attend a national convention and to see, just the American spirit here live and in person has been humbling. Just to be here and be a part of it. It's been awe-inspiring as well. There's a lot of hope in this room. And so I don't know that people are having a negative reaction in this moment. I definitely think they felt it. They want to fight back. I do think that one moment where President Trump, reached out and shook his fist and said, fight, 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 has been a rallying cry for some people here. But generally speaking, I really do think that this is about the American dream and about how our political system works.
Today, Trump became the official nominee for the third time. What do you think Republicans in Oregon want to see from him between now and November?
I do think they want to see, a restoration of our economic prosperity that they experienced under his previous 4 years in the administration. I do think they want to see some security concerns addressed, but simultaneously, I do think they want him to unite this country. I don't think they want him to be a divisive president. I think they want us to be the United States of America. And so I'm looking forward to seeing him in this next 4 years lead us forward in that direction.
Finally, Trump named JD Vance, of course, an Ohio senator and an author, as his pick for vice president. What do you think Vance brings to the ticket for Trump?
It's funny that you mentioned that he was an author. I disassociated those two things. I forgot, thinking of him only as a politician, that I had read Hillbilly Elegy, and thinking back to what I remember from reading that book, the lessons he learned up in the hills where he was from, and where people felt disconnected from leaders in Washington. I think he brings a perspective that's fresh, unique, and much needed at this time for a lot of people around the United States that feel forgotten.
Oregon Senate Minority Leader Daniel Bonham, thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Well, K2 is on your side this election season. You can follow us for continuing coverage online at k2.com as well as on air.
Well, let's just start. Let's give me kind of a general sense of the vibe there today. How's it going today? How's the energy? How's the feelings?
Energy is very, very exciting, and especially we thought President is going to come in today, say hello, right? After we put him over the top during the roll call of the states. But actually, he didn't come in. And the vice president nominee showed up. So we did a second procedure, which is nominate him as a VP candidate, JD Vance.
Very good. Is there any, I guess, nervousness or anxiety in the air because of what happened over the weekend?
Well, I couldn't hear what you said. Can you raise the volume?
Let's see.
Oh, good.
That helps.
Can you? Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I can raise my. All right. I turned my mic all the way to the top. Is that any better? So I was asking about, is there any anxiety or nervousness in the air because of what happened over the weekend? Or
not at all. And I think over the weekend, got everybody very, very upset. And the security doubled. Took much longer to go through the security today, and we all went early. But the energy is different there. Also, as you know, President Trump tossed away his original speech, and he is going to talk about unity. So that is something I think our delegates, alternate delegates, want to hear.
Yeah, that's a great point. What are your expectations for his message around unity? I guess how are you feeling around that? Are you feeling like this could be something we unite the country over?
I think he could, because he showed his leadership, right? And when he got a hit, he went down, but he popped back up, and he showed a fist and fight and fight and fight. He's not talking about fist fights. He's talking about save this republic and winning the election. And so that is really good. Good image show he is a leader. And also, I think one of the things I was impressed was the vice president nominee. Okay, a couple of reasons. One, how young he is. And also, his wife is an Asian. And based on what I see in the poll, we can reach out to the young voters, no question in my mind. And young voters, they don't want to see us spend our taxpayers' money to fund Ukraine war. And they want to see us taking care of them and taking care of our own economy. And his wife is an Asian, is a huge, I'm talking about JD's wife is an Asian, is a huge plus. So I think we're going to have a wonderful bump out of this convention because the combination of assassination attempt and his pick for his VP candidate.
Were you surprised by the pick, or did you see it coming? Or was this totally out of nowhere?
I think he already made that decision to pick a young VP candidate or nominee, so we will be able to reach out to young voters. That was there. And also because President Trump wants to settle the conflict between Ukraine and Russia, and he complained about too many people got killed already, and we spend too much money, and we borrow money to spend, and for the to support Ukraine, and so young people already is very much anti-war this election cycle. So I thought, oh my God, that was a good choice, but that decision probably been made before the assassination attempt.
And I like what you're saying. I think you're right. There's a lot of unity among, on the federal level. What do you think about at the Oregonian level? What do you think President Trump and Vice President Vance will bring to Oregonians?
I think Oregonians is facing the same kind of issues, right? Our housing, the rents keep going up, inflation, and we pay more and more gas for gasoline. And we also have a one-party rule of Oregon for so many years. And that's all good stuff. And another thing, if you remember, today we also passed RNC resolution. That really is a Trump resolution. And two of my RNC resolution got into Trump platform. I'm talking about platform. I'm sorry, not resolution. And one is talking about round up and deport 10 million illegal aliens. That got into Trump's platform. And I think Oregonians will welcome this because those illegal aliens are taking our jobs. Also, because they are here and our rents are getting higher and higher. And the other thing is talk about protecting children. I pass a RNC resolution and make sure the school districts cannot do sex change operations with kids of parents' consent. On top of it, make parents' insurance company to pay for it. So that also got into RNC national platform, and Trump actually signed off. So from Oregonian perspective, we restore parents' rights, and that shouldn't be taken away in the first place.
Well put, Solomon. Is there anything else you'd like to add about today or this upcoming election or being in Milwaukee? Anything else you'd like to say to our viewers?
Yes, tell your viewers and nominating process for next 3 days are going to be very, very exciting. And really is a new day. I mean, he managed to turn a tragedy into something to unite the country, and says a lot to me and to the country. And that's what leaders supposed to be.
Well put. Well, thank you, Solomon. I really appreciate you taking the time. Enjoy the rest of the convention.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank you
good-
for.
Of course. Have a good one.